Want to speak real German from your first lesson? Sign up for your free lifetime account at GermanPod101.com.
Entmutigt, discouraged. Entmutigt, discouraged. Er fühlte sich ziemlich entmutigt nach seiner Niederlage. After his defeat, he felt very discouraged. When you lose, so you're like, oh gosh, I put it so much focus on this, this meant so much to me and it didn't work out, so I'm discouraged. Entmutigt, enttäuscht, disappointed. Enttäuscht, disappointed. Er wurde von seiner Frau enttäuscht. He was disappointed by his wife. I hope that wife didn't do something too bad. Yeah, disappointed. Like it can be something really minor, like, oh, I came home and I hoped she, I don't know, prepared maybe a nice little lunch or something. Then, oh no, so I'm a little bit disappointed. You shouldn't be, because it's not the task of your wife to cook food, right? It can be something minor, like, oh, I hope you took a picture of that car and you didn't, so I'm a little bit disappointed. Enttäuscht. It can also be something super big, like, oh, wow, you cheated on me, I'm very disappointed. And I hope that didn't happen to any of you. Bad feeling. Didn't happen to me, luckily. I mean, I guess. Who knows? I guess. I have never been cheated on. Knock on wood, right? Sich sorgen. To worry. Sich sorgen. To worry. Die Frau sorgt sich die Rechnung. The woman worries about the bill. If you worry about money, that really sucks, because mostly you cannot really do so much about it. Even worse, for example, if you worry about your kids, like, oh, my kids go to school and they don't come back, they should be here already, then this is super, like, frightening and you worry. Man sorgt sich. If I'm a parent, I worry about my child. Ich sorge mich mein Kind. Try not to worry so much about what might happen or might not happen, as long as you cannot really influence it anyways. Besorgt. Anxious. Besorgt. Anxious. Die Klausurergebnisse werden morgen bekannt geben und ich bin sehr besorgt darüber. The exam results will be announced tomorrow and I'm very anxious about it. Yeah, I remember when I had my A-levels in school, like here we call it Abitur, like our final exams from school. There were some subjects I was like anxious about because I actually tried to study a lot as much as I could. But then some just really didn't work out so well. I had the feeling, so I was like anxious. After all, don't worry about me. I'm fine. I passed. I could go to university, to college. But yeah, I think as everybody of us went to school, we know the feeling of being anxious about some exam results coming out. Düster, gloomy. Düster, gloomy. Nachts ist es draußen düster. It is gloomy outside in the night. Yeah, actually, for me, this is not such a sad word in this example phrase, because I like kind of like the gloomy night, exciting. But for example, if you're a gloomy person, that's kind of negative. You feel like, oh, this is going to be so bad. Like, I can see the future. Everything is going down. Like, that's very gloomy. There's no reason to be gloomy, I guess. We live in a pretty cool world, even though there's a lot of trouble everywhere. Also, gloomy, it makes me remember this one last Rolling Stones song they came up with, Doom and Gloom. It has nothing really to do with this lesson, I just wanted to bring it up because it's a great band. Ungerade, odd. Die Nummer 11 ist ein Beispiel für eine ungerade Zahl. The number 11 is an example for an uneven number. Even numbers, now we have odd numbers. In German it's a little bit easier, it's just gerade and ungerade. So in many things, if it's the opposite in German, you just put un in front of it. For example, if you measure something really exactly, you say genau, and if it's really incredibly unspecific, not exactly all, it's ungenau. So just put un in front of the word, making the meaning the opposite, or making it like deny the actual meaning. So gerade, even, ungerade, uneven, or in terms of numbers, odd. German logic and words is good. Nummer 7. Berechnen. To calculate. Können Sie die Kosten für die Lebensmittel berechnen? Can you calculate the cost of the groceries? Yeah, my grocery costs are not too big. My fridge is always empty. There's not too much to calculate about it. I could maybe eat a little more, then I would also have to calculate more costs for my groceries. Nummer 8. Number 8. Plus. Plus. 1 plus 1 ist 2. 1 plus 1 makes 2. Super easy one. Just like plus is almost plus. You probably will not get too much confusion with this word. Calculating in German is probably as simple as it is in English for you guys. Number 9, probably you guessed it already, minus, minus. 8 minus 1 is 7. 8 minus 1 is 7. Is that too simple for you guys? So let's put 8 minus 5. That's harder. 8 minus 5 is 3. 8 minus 5 is 3. Yeah, you can go on. I mean, I'm probably not the right one to teach you plus and minus. I'm here to teach you the words. And you see minus, minus, almost as simple as plus and plus. Calculating in German, you got it. Number 10, Nummer 10. Mal, times. 3 mal 3 is 9. 3 times 3 is 9. Yeah, there is this, do you know Pippi Longstrump? This, not cartoon, but child story character. And there's a song, I don't even know how it is in English, but in German the thing, 3 mal 3 macht 9, wie. Going on, and so it's like 3 times 3 makes 9, blah, blah, blah. That's probably the easiest way to remember what is 3 times 3 in case you're not so good with numbers. There's a math rule is in German Punkt vor Strich, means points before stripes, like plus and minus, it's kind of like stripes, whereas mal and geteilt, there are dots. Calculating, if you have a chain of numbers, you always first calculate the dots, the times, and divided by, before you calculate plus and minus. Why I'm telling you this? Just to show we did it the opposite way, we had plus minus. Now we have mal. Onkel, uncle, onkel, uncle. Mein Onkel züchtet Rinder. My uncle raises cattle. Again, uncle German, uncle English, very similar, very easy to remember, I guess. My uncle, at least one of them, actually doesn't raise cattle, but he's a farmer in a town not so far from here, so I love to go there. I'm living in a farm here, but also it's cool to go on his farm. But yeah, it would be so cool to have an uncle who actually raises cattle, like being a little bit of cowboy sometimes. Yeah, that's like a romantic imagination. I like to be a cowboy. Whee! Okay, like the wise man in the family, number 7. Großvater, grandfather. Großvater, grandfather. Ich habe diese Uhr von meinem Großvater geerbt. I inherited this clock from my grandfather. Yeah, it's great to have a grandfather for all of those of you who have. They always have these cool stories from back in the day. They are, at least in my experience, they have these great storytellers. They've seen the world and they can tell you about their experiences. They're so wise. Just maybe it's also growing up, having them being so much older that it just gives you so much respect of what they've experienced. So I don't know, I just like to listen to stories of my grandfather, meinem Großvater. Or actually, what you also say instead of Großvater, which is a little bit more formal, is Opa. Just like, I don't even know exactly what you would say in a short form in the US or in England, but when we call, like we call daddy, our father, we would call our grandfather, hey Opa, 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 Opa. Like all the children, no, Opa's there. Like, oh, grandfather is there. Number 8, Schwiegervater, father-in-law. Schwiegervater, father-in-law. Ich gehe zum Spiel mit meinem Schwiegervater. I'm going to the game with my father-in-law. Yeah, that's something really cool. If families come together, you have a boyfriend or a husband, wife, whatever, and you get along really good with the family of your partner as well. Especially, for example, if you're interested in the same sports, imagine you're even interested in the same team, you can go to a game together and just makes your families grow together even more. Bonding by sports, I think that's one of the easiest ways to do it, as long as you have the same interests. It doesn't really work to say, hey, let's go to see my team, and he's like, oh, I hate soccer. So, having all this male part of the family settled, let's go to the beautiful side, to our girls. Number 9, Mutter, mother. Mutter, mother. Meine Mutter macht unglaublich leckeren Apfelkuchen. My mother makes incredibly delicious apple pies. Yeah, whenever I come there, she's like, hey, can I prepare you something? Yeah, I think there are many moms who are really good in cooking something specific or even more things. Appreciate it as long as they enjoy doing it and it's not just like work for them. they enjoy doing something good for you, like mothers love to take care for their sons. I know this. And then you can enjoy the apple pie. She enjoys the time with you. Just go visit your mom and have an apple pie with her. Number 10. Tochter. Daughter. Tochter. Daughter. Unsere Tochter ist Doktorin. Our daughter is a doctor. Wow, great. That's a hard field of study, but she helps people to survive. Cool. Number 11. Mir geht's auch gut. I'm fine too. Yeah, that's also like the response in this typical conversation. Hey, how are you? I'm fine. And you? Oh, I'm fine too. Mir geht es auch gut. I'm fine too. Number 7. Ich bin müde. I'm sleepy. That's also legitimate to say, like, if you really had a rough day or haven't had enough sleep last night and you feel so tired or sleepy and you're like, ah, ich bin müde. You can say you're tired. It's not impolite, or it's not like the other person would be worrying about you if you say, oh, I'm sleepy. But it also makes clear that, hey, you're not in the best mood right now. Probably you're not going to start crazy stuff, something. You're just a little bit sleepy. Ich bin müde. Ich bin ein bisschen müde. Recently, I've been quite sleepy from time to time because I started a new job and I have to wake up very early every day, so I come home sleepy. But, yeah, that's the way it is. But that's no problem. At home, I like calm down a little bit, have lunch, have a coffee, and then everything is cool. Then I'm fine. Mir geht's gut. Number 8. Ich fühle mich schlecht. I'm feeling bad. Yeah, apparently if you're not really feeling good and the person who asks you how are you is probably like a friend of you or a family member that you want him or her to know how you feel, then you could say, hey, if you're really not feeling good, you can say, hey, I'm feeling bad. Mir geht es nicht gut oder mir geht es schlecht. I'm feeling bad. Maybe because you've done something wrong, or I don't know, also maybe because you ate something wrong. It's like physically you're feeling bad. But in general, yeah, if for example, if you've done something wrong and you know it and it's still in your head, it occupies your head and you want to like talk with somebody about it, and then somebody you trust comes to you and asks you, hey, how are you doing? And then that's your opportunity to say, hey, ich fühle mich schlecht, I'm feeling bad. And then he would probably ask, oh, what's up? And then you can come out with what happened or with your problem. Yeah, usually it implies if you say you're feeling bad that the other person politely would ask, what's the matter? Number 9. Ich bin okay. I'm okay. That's also just like, hey, yeah, I'm fine. Nothing really to talk about. Also implies that you're not doing really great, but really you don't want to talk about anything. Maybe you actually feel bad, like in the previous example, you're feeling bad, but you really don't want to talk about it with a person. Then you would just say, ich bin okay, I'm okay. Sometimes also the other person maybe would ask, what's up? Like, why are you not doing fine? Like, never mind, it's alright. Then the person knows, okay, yeah, probably not too big of a deal, but he doesn't want to talk about it. So if you're not doing really great, but you also just want to keep it for yourself, well, it's not a big deal. You can say, ich bin okay. Number 10, and that's my favorite, mir geht es großartig. I'm great. I actually say this quite often, like when other people maybe just would say I'm fine. I don't know, like if somebody asks me how am I and I'm having no problem, I'm doing good, why not just saying, mir geht es großartig. Hey, I'm doing great. I like the positivity about it, and mostly it's kind of a little bit contagious. The other person, oh cool, like he's doing great. It's like there's a smile on his face. It's already positive atmosphere in the room. So yeah, I really, if I'm doing good, I like to say, hey, I'm great. Like there's nothing to complain about.
On the other hand, Sie liegen falsch. You're wrong. That's like if you're really like arguing and want to say no, what you say is just completely wrong. Try probably not to say it with this harsh German accent. Sie liegen falsch. That's bad. That's very aggressive. Say more like nein, Sie liegen falsch. Try to say it carefully, then people don't misunderstand it and won't think you just want to fight. Vielleicht. Maybe. Yeah, that's a very vague answer for anything. It doesn't really help anybody if you say vielleicht. Hey, do you come to my birthday party tomorrow? Vielleicht. Oh, do you want to go shopping with me next week? Vielleicht. See, it's not like a very satisfying answer. Maybe it's sometimes a good option if you don't want to disappoint a person by disagreeing, but you also don't want to agree, so you just say, vielleicht. Call me, maybe. Ruf mich vielleicht an. Ich stimme nicht zu. Nein. I don't agree. No. That makes it really clear that you're really not agreeing. It's important to make your point clear. It's important to not only agree for the sake of agreeing. Sometimes you have different opinions, and then it's important to stand up for yourself and say, hey, I don't agree. Ich stimme zu. I agree. Yeah, very easy. I agree. Whatever you agree on, you can say, hey, I agree. Ich stimme zu. Ich stimme zu. Nobody will complain about you agreeing. I agree. Sometimes I talk too much here. See, I hope you disagree. Das ist wahr. That's true. Das ist wahr. Yeah, it's like, Mom, even if you knew it before or not, but wow, that person has a point.
Ich bin allergisch gegen Erdnüsse. I'm allergic to peanuts. Yeah, this happens. If you don't eat peanuts, and if you're not sure whether there are peanuts in your food or not, it's a good idea to ask or just to raise attention to the waiter. Hey, ich bin allergisch gegen Erdnüsse, so please don't bring me any peanuts. Number 12. Wasser bitte. Water, please. Other than in the US and Germany, it's not common that you get free water at the table during your evening in the restaurant. You always have to order it, unfortunately. So whatever you want to drink, if it's beer, Coke, or just like water from the sink, you would always have to order it and pay it. So don't expect the waiter to bring you water for free. If you order water, then it also will appear on the bill. But therefore we used to have sparkling water, which in my opinion is way better than just sink water. Come on, it's so boring. Wie viel kostet das? How much is this? Yeah, if you're really thirsty, want the water, but are kind of out of money, then you should ask maybe how much it is, and then you can use this phrase, wie viel kostet das? How much is this? Or yeah, anything in the souvenir store, there's like this stupid little thing you want to bring home, but you don't want to spend a fortune on it, then better ask before, how much is this? Wie viel kostet das? Oh, see, sun is coming out. Now's the right time to travel here. First learn the sentences, but then travel here. Yeah, you see, when the sun is shining like this, you should pack your stuff. Ich möchte 10 von diesen. I'd like 10 of these. I remember when I went to Brazil, there's always this so-called feira. It's like a fair where they sell food and toys and everything. But then, of course, the most exciting for me were the fruits, because they had so many exotic fruits. And then I went there and like, oh, I had like 10 of these and 5 of these and 3 of that. And there were fruits I've never seen, so I wanted to try. So this might happen to you if you come here, that you see fruits or vegetables that are not so common in your country. Then you can really use the sentence. Yeah, you should always try the new stuff. Ich möchte das hier. I'd like this. Coming back, if you're at the fair and you really don't know, like there's something you've never seen, but then you want to point at it and say you want this, and you want to impress the one who's selling you, the seller, speaking German, then you can just say, ich möchte dies, and he will be like, cool, here you got it. Number 16.
Want to speed up your language learning? Take your very first lesson with us. You'll start speaking in minutes and master real conversations. Sign up for your free lifetime account. Just click the link in the description.